And we are back on OpenLine, having a great time. Don't forget OpenLine. It's your forum. All you have to do is pick up the phone, 737-7587. We have actors joining us. We are talking with the Nashville Rep for the entire hour tonight. It is their 30th season. You get a bunch of actors together, you get performers together. Anything can happen. We are welcoming the wonderful Martha Wilkinson. Great to have you, Martha.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
The equally wonderful Sam Whiting. Great to see you, Sam.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Now, I have to tell you, too, my director, our director, said he wasn't quite sure what to expect when he see you. He's seen you every year in Christmas Story, so this is the first time that he's seen you out of costume, just so you know.
Good. Every now and again, I like to go out without any kind of pink fur on me at all. just to see what it's like.
Yeah, I mean,
apart from that.
And also, just in case you don't know, Sam, of course, has played Ralphie. It's 5 years?
This is going on 6.
This is going on the 6, so you've done it for 5. So, all right, so there's a lot to talk about, and of course, still with us, and she's going to be with us for the entire hour, Rene Copeland, Artistic Director of the Nashville Rep.
Like it or not, I'm here.
We are glad you're here. We're always glad that you were here, and you brought some great actors with you. So, now, are you guys excited about the new name, Nashville Rep?
Oh, yes.
Because you guys have been working with the Rep for a long time.
Yes.
Wow, it took a turn immediately, didn't it?
For a long time, ever since we were children, really.
Exactly.
Back
in the 20s when we...
before they had a theater called Helen Hayes.
Yes, actually, it's very exciting. We were talking before we came in here about the event last night, the launch event for the new name, and it was really, really exciting. I mean, you already knew it was going to be exciting, but just to be there with a crowd of people that seem so equally excited that have or have not had the lineage that maybe some of us have had, it was just very exciting, and so I was really so honored to be a part of it, really.
Yeah, because you feel the energy in the crowd?
Without a doubt. Well, you know, kind of shooting fish in a barrel. All those people wanted to be there, but they not only were they really excited about it, but there seems to be immediately a change in the understanding of what we're doing. It's not as broad an idea of, used to be when I was at home and somebody asked me what I was doing, I would have to tell them, well, we're doing a show at TPAC, in order for them to realize that this was actually professional theater. There seems to be a real sharp adjustment in that. Just by becoming Nashville Rep, people seem to immediately understand that this is a professional theater company.
Terrific. Now, we're going to talk about Sweeney, Todd, because I know you guys are rehearsing that right now, so coming back, returning. It's been, what, 4 or 5 years?
6, actually.
2008.
Okay, 2008. All right. It's been too long. That's all I know. Because I saw it, and it's just an incredible show. But before we talk about that, you guys have both done a lot of Rep shows. So, do you have some of the roles? I never want to ask an actor what's your favorite role, but some roles that really meant a lot to you that stand out. Tell me, Sam. Do you have some?
Well, needless to say, Ralphie's very dear to me. There's actually, though, a role that I did several years ago. The show is called Darwin in Malibu, and I got to play a bishop, an archbishop, who is trying to talk Darwin into his own salvation. I really, really liked that character a lot. I hated letting him go. Yeah, that's probably one that really stands out for me.
And maybe that one will come back.
I'm hoping.
There you go.
Cool play. It is a cool play.
Yeah.
Call in now.
Exactly, that's right. And if you do want to call in, 737-7587 is the number to call. These actors, ask anything you want to, because I tell you, you'll get a fun, good answer. All right, so Martha, I'm going to put you on the spot. Any certain roles that just really stand out to you? It didn't have to be your favorite, but just something that really meant a lot.
Well, of course, Mrs. Lovett means a lot, and the opportunity to revisit that is kind of just like...
In Sweeney,
Yeah, just amazing. I really loved 39 Steps, where I got to play a couple of, well, I don't know how many I played. A lot. I played a lot of people. But I really, really enjoyed that, and just the whole style of that show. That was really hard to let go of, too.
I have to also mention, too, I saw Company this past season, which was just brilliant.
Well,
absolutely brilliant. Ladies Who Lunch, though, does it add a little pressure when you are singing a song that has been so noted, you know, amongst the theater community for certain actors? Do you feel the pressure at all, or do you just say, I'm not going to think about it?
I kind of say I'm not going to think about it. For somebody that performs a lot in musical theater, which is myself, I don't listen to a lot of musical theater, and so I come into some musicals with people knowing every single person that's done that, and they won the Tony for this and that, and I'm like, Oh, cool. So I try not to listen and see all the different stylings of people that have done that. Of course, Ladies Who Lunch, I've heard it a long time, but I was most familiar with the Barbra Streisand Broadway album. I used to sing every song on that, driving from Crossville, Tennessee, home to Rome, Georgia. But so I really didn't think about that, and I really just tried to make it my own, and to forget that the song in and of itself out of context is iconic, and take it from the point of view of the way that I and of course with Renee's direction had developed Joanne within the show. So that colored it more than it being like, here's the Ladies Who Lunch song that we've all heard a million times.
Right. Well, it was your own, and it was incredible.
Well, thank you
Just
very
absolutely
much.
loved it. Speaking of another song that you do, Not While I'm Around.
Yes.
We're going to show a little clip because we're going to start talking about Sweeney Todd, which is what you guys are in rehearsal for right now. But we have a clip of you and Patrick Waller doing a little bit of Not While I'm Around. So talk about, watch this. We'll talk about it on the backside.
We do.
We do.
Iconic song. So
I wonder what happens next.
yeah, exactly. If you go to the show, you'll get to see.
My shoes looked real good on that. I was real proud of my pink shoes.
All right, so when you heard that Sweeney was coming back, what went through your head? Were you like, oh boy, or you were like, oh my gosh? And it's a show. It's a show.
I didn't have any trepidation about it. I was glad to be doing it again. You don't get to do a whole lot of Sondheim to start with, so having the opportunity not only to do Sondheim, but then to come back to a piece that we weren't ready to close the first time. I was really
you
just
extended the run
excited.
the first time, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we actually were not able to.
Oh, you weren't?
So
Okay.
that's one of the reasons we were tempted to bring it back again, because we actually didn't get to serve everybody who wanted to see it.
Yeah,
we were like at 100% capacity and didn't have an opportunity to extend.
They wanted more hot pies.
Well,
They
and you
did.
served them up. So tell me, you talk about Sondheim, and again, a lot of theater community that watches. What are the challenges to doing Sondheim? Because people often talk about that. Look at them.
Yeah.
The music.
It's musically very complex. It is written in a very creative way, in a way that challenges the listener to a degree, but it's also, after you listen to it more than once, you start hearing little asides and little jokes just written into the music that you'll hear a theme in one place that's repeated later in a song that has nothing to do with what's going on in that moment. All of that is really cool to listen to and not only experience but to pick out. What's interesting, though, is finding a way to be able to find your way through that, because frequently what you're singing is not related to those little moments, and you're having to find your notes in places that they're hard to find.
It's our music director for this particular production, Jason Tucker, said something the other day that was kind of cool, and I was like, well, yeah, we are doing that. We're having to do a lot of math. You know what I mean? There's a lot of math while you're passing out pies and, rolling out dough. And I mean, so you're like saying all these words in these weird intervals and weird time signatures.
The time signatures change.
I say weird. They're beautiful. And it's so written in such a way that once you get it, it just so falls into your body because it's conversational and it is so of that character and of that moment. Even the hearkening back, the little things that he's talking about that harkens back to a moment, it's still like having, like that character's kind of thinking back to that moment, and that's why we're in this one. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it just melodically, if you didn't even have any lyrics, it tells such a story. And if you as an actor can can use the math and your great memorization skills, which start to fade with time, then it's the greatest ride in the world. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it's like unlocking a puzzle. I mean, once you understand, if you can understand the music, you understand your character.
Yeah.
Once you unlock, why does that time change happen there? What's this key change about? There's always a reason. And that's why he's a genius. There is that is informative to the actor. It's not an obstacle. It's once you figure it out, then you know so much about how you need to do that moment.
Of course, we often say in rehearsals, Sondheim hates actors.
You think about that a lot of times when you sit, you're like, oh my gosh, the challenge that does present. So hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
Not hands off around Sweeney Todd.
Not yet. That's not for another couple of weeks.
I know you can. All right, Sweeney Todd, the previews open October 2nd and 3rd, plays October 4th through the 25th. Get your tickets now. All right, we've got enough time to talk about Christmas Story, which is also coming back. This is becoming the classic favorite. People look forward to it. I'm looking at Sam because, again, you just are Ralphie. It's exciting.
People love to see a great big man in a bunny suit. Let's just face it. That's a big part of the allure. I have to say, I'm always pleasantly surprised to see how many people are there. I think it speaks well of the script that goes beyond what the movie offers. The movie itself is fantastic, and most everybody who comes watches it for at least 4 of the 24 hours that it's on. But one of the things that frequently they talk about is how they feel like they understand the characters a little better. There's more story around a lot of those characters taken from the essays that the story's initially taken from anyway. I feel like maybe that's a large part of why they come back, is the fact that they get a little more of what all of that life was there on I can't think of the street, on Cleveland Street.
When you first staged Christmas Story, did you have any idea of the impact? I mean, there are certain Christmas shows, Christmas Carol, we all know is going to be a perennial.
Yeah, no, I can honestly say that when I chose to do it the first time, I had no intention of it being any kind of a recurrence. I just, I thought it'd be fun, and we did it, and it wasn't until we were in the throes of the run where every night I had patrons saying to me, "You're going to do this again, right?" And I'd go, "Would you buy a ticket to see it again next year?" And they were like, "Yeah." And so it was just so well received. We thought, well, I think we could do it again. They might like it again. And that was the beginning. After that, it seemed like every year I can honestly say there is at least as many people come every year, if not more. So, and the coolest thing is often returnees year after year. I always have people tell me this has become, this is something our family does together. It's become a part of my family tradition. I had a lovely letter from a man last year who said, "This is such an important part of our family, and my son just got married, and I hope that when they have children, they can come and see the show." And
well,
I'm thinking,
no pressure.
20 years, maybe, I don't know. So it means so much to us, and that's the reason we keep doing it, is because it really affects people in a way that opens their hearts, and they have this experience in the theater with live actors there that's really hard to beat. It's just a wonderful experience for everybody who comes.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing you do Ralphie once again, Sam. So it has become a tradition for us as well.
All of you there.
There you go. So just so that you know, previews November 28th, and then the show runs November 29th through December 21st. And again, this is one that sells out, so we always recommend getting those tickets early. And if you want ticket information, go to NashvilleRep.org. That is the new website, and you can check out tickets there. So, Sam, thank you so much for being with us. Looking forward to see you in Sweeney. Martha, thank you as well. I'll see you back in 2 segments.
Well, all
Yes,
right.
I will, exactly.
Well, okay.
All right, we're going to take a short break right now. When we come back, Chip Arnold joins us to talk about Death of a Salesman right after this. So come on back with us.